Thank you, Raiders. Right off the bat, got a raid right when we were going live. So thank you. Yay, Utaime. Ash raided us. So thank you so much, sis. Glad to see y'all tonight. Well, welcome everyone to the Initiative Order and welcome to Vault. This is a Fallout RPG using the 2D20 system by Modiphius, set in the Texas Commonwealth in 2177. My name is April Hill. I am your overseer for this campaign. Right now, we are doing some special episodes. Over the past 2 weeks, we had Peggy Sue's backstory, and we also, of course, had Ash's backstory. Today, we're visiting the origin story of Marcus Cole. So, with a special guest. So, so before we jump into tonight's game, I'm going to go through a couple of announcements real quick. Of course, as you all know, we are sponsored by Session Zero Clothing. They make fabulous D&D inspired streetwear. You can use the code ORDER at checkout for 15% off. And of course, Norse Foundry, who make artisan dice, and you can use the code TIO15 at checkout for 15% off. Roaming player gear by our own GotDM. Absolutely amazing, makes amazing terrain, among other things, and is an amazing storyteller. You can use the code Carnaby20 for 20% off the Dice Tower tray combo set. And Mithril Armory, who just finished their Kickstarter a couple weeks back with their new Die of Newt dice that will be coming out soon. And of course, they have the beautiful 10 Hedrils that are foldable metal dice puzzles that are very unique, perfect stocking stuffers for the holidays coming up. They also make amazing t-shirts and other merch. You're going to want to check that out. They are fantastic, and you can use the code INITIATIVE for a special discount with them. And of course, as always, we appreciate any bits and sub donations that you do. We use that money to fund, being able to run great streams and games for our friends at the Initiative Order, through our friends at the Initiative Order, as well as sometimes when we accumulate enough, we will donate it to great causes. And we do have some amazing charity games coming up just a couple weeks. So stay tuned for that, because we've got some really amazing shows coming out for, we're going to be raising money for St. Jude Children's Hospital. So yes, and last but not least, if you love watching this show and if you are enjoying tonight's performance in particular, you can look at our Ko-Fi link down below, and you can tip myself and these wonderful players tonight. And we really appreciate that. And we split the tips at the end of the night. So thank you so much for that. All right. And like I said, my name is April Hill. You can find me at stiletto_assassin on Instagram, stiletto DM on Twitter, and of course here every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Playing in the Wasteland. So let's meet tonight's players. Marcus Cole, take it away.
Hi, my name is Justin, and I am playing Mr. Marcus Cole, the gunslinger extraordinaire. And tonight is the first show that I'm fairly confident Marcus won't die.
This is going to be the only one, probably the only one. But what if, there isn't a way to resurrect you.
The entire time, Marcus has been nothing but a ghost.
Yeah, if you die, you die in this one. Or you could be slowly turning ghoulish.
Could be.
I
don't think so.
Oh, thank you, DM Screening. We got 2 raids already. Thank you so much for the raid. Okay, and so we've also got another special guest with their debut here on Twitch. Yoni, welcome. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. And it happens to all of us. You're still muted. It's usually me, the one that's muted. I'm like, oh. We were talking this whole time. By the way, while we're figuring that out, by the way, I just wanted to let you all know that I'm a little nervous tonight. I'm usually not nervous, but I'm actually kind of nervous tonight because these two wonderful gentlemen are like really special to me because they have been like my Dungeons and Dragons, my TTRPG mentors that have basically taught me everything I know, and they're absolutely wonderful and fabulous and are so knowledgeable about running these types of games and creating amazing stories. And so yeah, like I got into it and wanted to give it a go because of these two, and they have held my hand every step of the way. And yeah, so I'm not gonna tear up. I'm tearing up. See, this is the part where we're crying.
I shouldn't have watched the lake house today. That's a mistake.
I said this one wasn't going to be emotional, but this one's a little bit emotional for me because, yeah, y'all are important to me. Special people, special. Everybody's important. Like all the people that we play with are, but you'll hold an extra special place in my heart. So, oh no, I think you're still muted.
Does your webcam have a microphone built in? Maybe switch.
Yep, my webcam does have a microphone built in, so let's switch to that. You guys can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes,
all
that's
right.
so weird. We could hear you the whole time, like before we went live, and then now.
Yeah, I had a weird beep in my headphones, like right before we went live, and I was like, oh, that probably doesn't mean anything, and then
mute. Yeah, of course.
Yep.
So yeah, introduce yourself.
So I'll try again this time. Yeah, my name's Yoni, and like April was saying, we've been playing RPGs together in real life for a while now, and I'm friends with both of these guys. So I'm really happy to join in. I'm playing Gordon. I have no guarantees that my character is not going to die tonight, so we'll see how it goes.
What if it ends up like Dolly? What if Gordon is your Joey?
Joey.
You're just gonna be like, Gordon. There's no Gordon. Gordon died a long time ago.
Or maybe Marcus Cole is actually Gordon, and Marcus died so long ago, and then I just
assumed. Is this Fight Club? Oh gosh.
We'll see.
Could it be Fight Club? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. All right. All right. So enough about all of us and all the craziness. Let's get into tonight's craziness, and everybody be prepared to get a little wasted.
Already on my way.
I didn't get that. I guess everybody will just have to guess what was said right before we came back. All right, welcome back. So, like I said before, this is the origin story for Marcus Cole. This story takes place a few years before our current campaign, where Marcus met up with this ragtag group of wastelanders, super mutant, a robot, and some other interesting, colorful characters do interesting, colorful things. But before that, this is some interesting stuff that happened to Marcus. We find ourselves just outside of Laredo, or at least what's left of Laredo, Texas. And as several of you know, most of the people watching, Laredo is where Peggy Sue called home. Just outside of Laredo, Texas, the Desert Rangers, including Gordon and Marcus, have been summoned and asked by some of the locals in one of the little settlements outside of Laredo for some help. They just don't have the manpower, the firepower of what's been coming up and encroaching on their settlement and causing problems for everyone here. Apparently there's some mirelurks that have been coming out of the lake nearby, creeping up on land and attacking people, taking things, making trade difficult, making living difficult, even more difficult than it is out in the wasteland already. But this is where we find Gordon, Marcus, Saffron, and a couple others. Presently, you have all come to the town. They have told you about their hardships and told you about the mirelurks that have been coming up and making trouble for the settlement. And you all have gone out to investigate. All right. On the way out there, of course, you see Monty and Saffron, and they're ahead of the gang. We are not a gang.
Not a gang.
They are ahead of the group, kind of leading the excursion, trying to scout and look out for what's going on. Saffron. And just a little ways out of the town, you do see just off in the distance these big dome-like creatures that are skittering across the wasteland, skittering across the dirt. What would you like to do? It's about a zone away. They're about 2 zones away. You can just make them out.
And we're outside town? We haven't arrived in town?
Yeah, you're about a mile or so outside of town. So it's relatively close to the town, but far enough away that none of the townsfolk are in danger.
Well, Gordon, I probably should have asked this prior to us heading out here, but have you ever had an encounter with mirelurks?
Not up close. Definitely ran the last time I saw some.
That's good to know. Good to know. Monty or Yolanda, have you guys ever had any experience with these creatures?
Marcus, you know what my name is. You don't need to keep calling me that. I'm sorry.
I apologize. It just comes out sometimes.
Of course. Yes. I used to try to stay away from them, hard shells, and there's not a lot of water left here, anywhere, at least in Texas. So, I've heard of them. I haven't really seen them up close. Monty, dear, you? Yeah, I've come across them a couple times, Nasty buggers, like don't want to let them get you up close. They got those
pincers, yeah.
Yeah, those things.
Pincers, yeah.
Pincers, yeah. And you can see just off in the distance the plumes of dust that these creatures are kicking up. It's getting closer, and they look like they are approaching you quite quickly, like they have discovered that you are in the area. They are about a zone away from you at this point.
How many of them are we looking at?
There are, let's see, we're gonna say there are 3 that you can see.
Did we get any word from the town folks like how many total there are, or how many they'd seen?
No, just that it's anytime they try to send anything out, somebody gets attacked. It's really hard. They don't have the manpower to fight back or the firepower to fight back. Once these things get up close to you, they said that once when they get up close to you, it's like over.
Well, then if they're, might I advise us to all take a few giant steps back and take aim.
Yeah, speaking of that, I think I could probably, I'll watch from the back. I'll make sure that there are not any coming up from behind us.
That's a good idea, Saffron. I've always trusted your instincts.
Good. So she starts to kind of like backpedal a little bit, like almost moonwalk quickly behind everyone as the Mirelurks start to make their approach. They are about like I said, they are about a zone away from you. What is everyone's initiative? At this point,
I don't think mine changed.
It didn't change. Okay.
Yeah, it's agility and whatever. So I think it's still.
Yours was a 15, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It's still agility and perception, I think, right? So I think it's still 15.
Okay, cool. There it is. All right. Gordon.
Gordon has a 13.
13? Okay.
13?
Yeah.
13, Marcus.
Choices were made.
Clearly. Good God.
Okay, cool.
Are you like charismatic as fuck? Okay.
Decently.
That makes sense.
All right, cool. All right. So Marcus, you are first. What would you like to do?
All right. I'm going to show these guys how to miss. I'll take aim, pulling out the version of Winona, and when I say take aim, I'm not going to actually take aim. I'm just figuratively taking aim. And I will shoot the lead one, whichever is closest.
Okay, so you're not aiming as a minor action?
Aiming's for cowards.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Yes, they are coming into your zone. So, all right, cool. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Great.
Lickety, roll for attack.
Okay, an 8 and a 6.
An 8 and a 6.
Yeah.
What's your target number?
16. Target number also didn't change.
Okay.
Marcus has been the same quality of shooter he's always been.
All right, so you got a 1 or 2?
2 successes. 2
successes. Okay, cool. It does have a defensive 2, so that was a success. Yeah. So go ahead and roll.
Sure. I roll hit location, right? And then.
I'm looking real quick.
Or is it just hit their shell? Oh shit!
Actually, no. They do have hit. Yeah, go ahead and roll your. Go ahead and roll a hit dice.
I got an 8. That's torso, which I'm guessing is just like defense.
Yes, yeah, torso.
Armor.
It would be
Armor forever. All right, great.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think my gun has any qualities.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's unreliable.
It's a great quality.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. I got a 6, and I'm gonna use a luck point to reroll the 3 dice.
You had only one. It only did 1d6 or 1.
No, I rolled 4 dice. The
Oh.
rest are 4s and 3s. So I'm gonna use a luck point to re-roll.
Roll 3 dice.
3
Okay.
dice, yeah.
Yeah, because
Off to a great. I'm used to rolling like 8 or 10 dice. Okay, that's better. I got one of them doesn't count, but I got a 6, a 5, and a 2.
A 6. Okay, so you had 2 6s.
No, a 6, a 5, and a 2 are the ones that hit. So
Okay,
2,
so
3,
3,
4 damage. I don't think the bolt revolver has any vicious, or I'll check. I don't think it has
Folder on their torso.
qualities.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, you fire off a shot, and you see it does crack a little bit of the shell, but the ammunition doesn't bury itself as deep as it normally would on a normal fleshy target. So it did not do the full damage as you would have expected, but it did do some damage. It did crack a little bit.
I'm going to use 2 action points to do another major action.
Okay.
The only perk I have is Action Boy Girl, so I don't suffer a penalty.
Well, one of y'all keep track of your. Well, would you mind keeping track of y'all's actions?
Sure.
Just for sneaky.
That is 2 used.
Okay.
I'm gonna, and the action is going to be to shoot again.
Wait, you got 2?
No, I'm rolling it. I'm rolling it now. The action is going to be shoot again.
Okay.
I'll just double check.
The difficulty goes up by 1, so it's a defensive 3.
I have Action Boy Girl, so it doesn't go.
Oh, so it does not.
The only perk I have. The only perk I have.
That was smart. That was smart.
2 successes, 3 and a 14.
Okay.
And the location is an 8, which is torso again.
All right.
Okay. Well, one once again didn't hit. A 6, a 2, and a 1.
And this is the same one?
Yeah. So that's
another 4 points?
4 damage again. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's maybe. All right. It's you again. You hit it in the torso again, and that crack just splits open just a little bit more, doing a little bit more damage to it, and it's barely up. And you see that it's starting to slowly leak out some of its guts and whatnot from those cracks in its torso. But its large dome figure is still looming towards you, but going a little bit slower.
I'm gonna take a minor action, and I'm going to move 1 range away.
Okay. All right. So you're moving back.
Because
Okay.
Mama didn't raise no fool.
Oh, yep. All right, good. All right, Gordon. You see Marcus. Marcus has taken off a couple of shots, slowed one of them down. That one is still up, and there are 2 more that are charging at your group. What would you like to do?
I am going to take a shot at the one that Marcus has already started pinging at.
All right, go for it.
And so the perk I picked was center mass, so I'm going to aim for the torso.
Nice. Okay. No extra charge.
On my 2, does let me re-roll 1, which I'm going to do. Okay, I have 3 successes because I got.
Perfect. Okay, so you only needed 2. Wait, you got 3 successes?
Yes.
Oh, cool. So you get one action point back because the defense was a 2. All right, go ahead, and you're aiming at this at its torso. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, I have 2 6s, a 5, and 2 1s. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have pierce as the quality of my weapon. So 3 pierce.
Oh, dang. Okay,
and
yeah,
5 damage, I believe.
Yeah, so if you're shooting at that one, that's more than enough. You fire off a shot, and you can see you almost aim right in where Marcus had cracked the shell of the body of this Mirelurk, and it completely splits open as you shoot another round of ammunition into it. The torso of it completely exploding, the shell kind of falling end over end, rolling towards your feet. But that one is down.
All right, and I'll turn to Monty and say, I think the young one's got the right idea, and also take a step back with my minor action.
With your minor action, you do your movement. Okay, all right. Okay, cool. Well, Monty, no, it's going to be their turn. So it's going to go, Monty is its closest target, so Monty is going to be attacked by the first one. That is going to be...
This is how Monty died. Oh my God.
Let me double check their character sheet.
I always thought he was poisoned.
That will be, their defense is a 1, so yeah, that will be a hit on his torso. Everybody's getting hit on their torso today. So yeah, I've got the cool dice, like the actual hit location dice by Modifius. So these dice are super freaking cool. Now I'm blurry. Hold on. But yeah, so the dice set's really cool. You can buy them alone or with the whole bundle, or with the book. So really, really awesome buy. All right, so hitting the torso, that's going to be, let's see. 1, 2, 3.
And Gordon, I didn't catch the name of your gun. You drew.
Oh, Lucille, of course.
Lucille.
Oh, Pawn's baseball bat was also named Lucille. Oh, I love that. So that would have been like another further bond with like how you and Pawn would have like. I like that. Oh, Lucille. That's brilliant. Okay, so that's going to be to his torso. He's got 1. All right, so oof. So Monty is going to take, after his, he's going to take 2 points of damage to his torso, because he's got 1 physical resistance on his torso right now. The other one is gonna come up, and it's also gonna like go for Monty. Oh,
it's good.
I got a nat 20. No. Actually, I forgot. The symbol on this is a nat 1. Oh, that's even better. Yeah, the symbol on these dice are the Vault Tech logo. Yeah, so that's not a nat 20, that's a nat 1. So I got nat 1, so that's 2 successes, and a 10, which is a fail. So yeah, so all right, I'm going to roll hit location, his left arm, and damage.
This is where Monty loses his arm.
Yeah, that's only he's only going to take one. No, it's only going to take 1 damage. They're not that strong yet since y'all are level 1. I promise. People swapped because I did that. Thank you for pointing that out. I knew better than to do that. And it's funny, all of us got switched around. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. All right. Yeah. So he's going to take a pincer to the arm, only dealing 1 point of damage to him after his damage resistance is. Now it's Monty's turn. Monty is going to scream out in pain. Why are y'all falling back? You'll need to get back up here. And then he's going to oh my God, I rolled a nat 1 and a nat 20.
Still hits then, right?
Would y'all well, he's on y'all's team.
Sure.
Well, gosh, I'm playing the bad guys and the good guys. I guess I could re-roll for him.
No, let it ride.
Provocation? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do provocation. It's an NPC.
Yeah.
It's an NPC, that's fine. Okay, cool. So we did get a nat 1, so that is going to be 2 successes, which, so he is going to hit one of them in the left leg.
We're allowed to shoot somewhere else other than the torso?
I believe it.
Yes. It's going to be one of the legs.
All right, Monty.
With the 10 millimeter. So it's going to be. Ooh, that's fine. So he takes his gun out and he tries to fire at this Mirelurk. The gun ends up going off and it does do some damage to the Mirelurk, but some of the shrapnel ricochets and hits him in the left arm where he has already been pinched. So he's going to take a little bit of extra damage off of that. Monty's like getting hurt. Torso is the only hit location. It should be, or the head, because we like concussions, right? Awesome. Okay, so he fires, ricochets, deals some damage to him. Then Saffron, she's going to take a shot from back. Oh, torso. Here we go. The one that is shooting at Monty. And you will notice that when she shoots at it, the bullet, she's kind of recklessly shooting. Gordon and Marcus, you would notice this. She's aiming kind of recklessly, although her boyfriend is into the thick of it with 2 Mirelurks at this point. She's not aiming. She just pops off a shot. But she does do some damage in its torso, in one of its torso. So that's going to be
Marcus respects that about her.
Oh, yeah. Dealing a little bit of damage to that one. And we are back to the top of the round with Marcus.
Okay. So they didn't move any further. They stay in the zone with Monty, right?
With Gordon. So 2 of them are, the 2 that are still alive are currently engaged with.
My weapon is close range, so I will use a minor action to move back into the zone. And I will shoot whichever one seems to be more hurt.
Okay, the one that Saffron and Monty both hit is one of the ones.
That's the one I will shoot.
Okay.
That is a 9 and a 14, so 2 successes.
Okay.
Ooh. 2 2s, a 3, and a 5.
Okay. 5 points.
5 points.
Okay. Negating there. And that was where? Torso? Where'd you get? Of course.
That was 3. 3 is one of the arms?
I think so.
Torso. It's the torso.
It is torso. Oh, gosh.
Torso.
what the heck is this torso? Okay. Yeah, so that's going to do, yeah, you take a little bit more care when you're aiming, because it's your boss. It's your boss that's up there fighting the Mirelurks. And so you take a little bit more, a little bit extra breath. And you shoot, you shoot, and it completely, the torso of this thing explodes, gets Mirelurk fleshy meat all over Monty, as he is still engaged with one more Mirelurk.
He's excited. Got one.
Got one.
I'm going to use 2 action points to take another major action.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to shoot the other one.
Okay, that one has not taken damage. Roll your attack.
That
Difficulty 3. Well, difficulty 2 because of action point.
That is a 12 and a 3, so that is 2. That's 3. I don't think I took that last time. I got 3. That's 3 successes because of the. It's a tag skill.
Tag skill.
Tag skill.
Okay.
Yeah. 6, 5, 5, and a 4. So 3 damage.
6, 5, 5. Yeah, 3. Okay. And that was where? What location?
And that was the left arm.
Oh, okay.
2.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you fire off a shot into the left pincer of this Mirelurk that has not been damaged yet. And you can hear Monty's like, get these things off of me!
Don't worry, Monty, we got you.
All right, into your turn.
Yeah, that's all you do.
All right, and Gordon, what would you like to do?
I'll, as a minor action, say that's a bold strategy getting in close. I appreciate it.
I didn't have a choice. They rushed me.
I'll take a shot at the remaining Mirelurk. Again, so towards the body. Oh, that is 3 successes again. I rolled a 2 and a 7.
Okay, cool. You gain an action point as you only needed 2 for their defense. Go ahead and roll your location and your damage.
The location's going to be torso. Center mass.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Damage is, that's a lot of 3s and 4s. 2 5s and a 6, so 3 damage, 3 piercing.
So, yeah, 2 5s. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, and then the piercing. How? What was the piercing?
3.
Was piercing, but it's piercing 1 or piercing?
Oh, sorry, it's piercing 1.
Piercing
but
1.
I rolled 5s
and
6.
But you rolled 3 effect.
Yeah, 3 effects.
Yeah. But the piercing doesn't stack.
Does it not stack? Okay.
Yeah, that one doesn't. Yeah.
Y'all the ones who play this more often than I do.
What's it doing? Okay, yeah. So no, that's going to completely take off. It will completely take off the left pincer that is going. You see, the pincer starts to go towards Monty's throat, and you pull out your gun, and you can see it's just about to grasp around the throat of your employer. You pull out Lucille, pop off a shot. It completely severs the pincer from the Mirelurk's body, and it starts to spew out just all disgusting manner of things, and it kind of shakes back and forth before it just eventually stops moving, and all 3 of the Mirelurks are dead.
Monty, you got a little bit of stuff in your beard.
Well, that's all right.
That wasn't so bad. I mean, I imagine if the town organized, they should be able to handle a couple of these guys.
Yeah, well, it sounds like none of them got any kind of ammunition, anything like that. So.
Oh, but did we bring any with us to supply them?
You know we can't do that for free. We're not charity workers.
But if we gave them ammo to defend themselves, then it would save us the time of having to come out here.
Ourselves. If they're wanting to pay for it or trade for it, they're more than welcome to, but we can't give away supplies like that. You know that.
Wow.
Right, Monty, dear.
Giving it away, but we're loaning it to them to protect themselves. Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing out here? Is to protect the people?
Well, I mean, that's what we're for, right? Like, that's why they called on us, and we were able to come out here and help them. So,
Oh yeah,
which
but I
makes
mean,
a good point. We can't just give stuff away, I guess.
giving them some ammo, I don't think it's going to hurt us too much.
Well, if you want to kind of barter, if you want to go ahead and barter a trade or something, maybe they can, give us some supplies, some food and water to take back to the station. That would be fair.
Oh, if they have it to spare, I suppose that'd be all right.
I think Marcus has the right of it. What's the little ammo going to hurt us? And maybe it'll help them the next time these Mirelurks show up.
Or they can do what they did this time and call on us, and we'll take care of their problem like we're supposed to. That's our job.
Well, yeah, but I mean, what if it takes us extra time to get there?
We've got little satellite stations all over the place. We're growing in numbers. We picked up you, so there's more and more of us every day. If some of them want to join us and give over their loyalty to us and join the ranks of us, they're more than welcome to. We can certainly arm them then. But
do they owe us their loyalty? I thought we were here to serve them.
We are, but I mean, it works both ways, Marcus. Just enough of that. Like if you can get a trade, if you can get a trade going, that's on you. I'm gonna take no part in it. I'm not gonna just give people things. That's not how it works here in the Wasteland. You know that.
Well, that's not how it works now, but if we're trying to build a better world for tomorrow, doesn't it take us all working together?
And then you can see as you're having this discussion, Gordon, Marcus is arguing with Saffron, as he sometimes does, and Monty is just kind of going along with everything that Saffron says. Gordon, you see off in the distance, just a little ways, more towards the side of Laredo, this big pillar of smoke rising just out in the middle of what seems to be nowhere.
I'll step in between them and say, look, Marcus, I think you have the right of it, but I'm worried that there might be some more action that we tend to, and I'll kind of point off towards the smoke.
Oh, these creatures don't seem the kind to start a fire.
I would agree with you. I think it might be raiders or
We
something that can shoot back.
We best head in, assuming that's okay with you, Saffron.
Why are you asking me?
Oh, you just seem to have a strong opinion on us lending aid. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't stepping on your toes here.
It's fine, Marcus. Should we probably go to town first? We can check that out later. I'm sure it's nothing.
Nothing.
Probably.
We just it's clearly a fire, perhaps a large one.
You're just talking about doing our job and how
we were asked to come and help. I think that'd be helping.
Monty's hurt, aren't you, darling? Are you okay? You don't look. We probably need to get Monty some medical attention or something, right?
I'll tend to his wounds and actually I can go ahead and do a medicine check.
Okay, go for it. Yes, go for it.
All right.
Is this the first medicine check we've ever rolled?
No, we've had medicine. Tipper's healed.
Oh, Tipper. That's right.
Oh no.
Tipper heals and helps.
Okay, so what can you spend to fix critical fails?
Oh no!
Action is it action point or luck points? I can't. If it's after the fact, it's luck points, right? To reroll.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use a luck point to reroll one of your d20. Yeah, one d20, and you can't reroll it after that.
Okay, I will spend a luck point because I rolled an 18 and a 20.
Did you accidentally cut his arm off while you were looking at it?
Turns out I'm not a field medic.
How did Monty die? I think it's because Gordon cut his arm off.
I set a splint a little too hard. Okay, that's a 9, which is my target number, so we're good.
Okay. All right. What's your medicine rank, your rank in medicine?
I have 3 ranks.
Wow.
Oh, 3? Dang. Okay. So you're only just doing first aid?
Just first aid.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's gonna help him out.
I have a first aid kit. I don't know if that. I think that's 2, maybe.
Okay. First aid plus stim.
Somebody came prepared.
We're first level.
I have bullets and a gun. I don't even have armor.
So action points, yeah, so with the first aid kit effects, I think you get any action points spent on HP gives double HP. I mean, you're basically healing them up with your 3 points. Yeah, you've healed him up with just your 3 points. So we can just, yeah, you've healed him up basically to almost full health with just your rank in medicine. So we don't have to worry about that. Yeah. So yeah, you take a moment, you pull out your first aid kit, and you start wrapping it around. You're tending to his arm wound and his scratches and whatnot. And Saffron, you can see Saffron as Marcus, you can see Saffron kind of like staring off at the area where that smoke's coming from as Gordon is tending to Monty's wounds, and she kind of looks a little nervous.
So Saffron, I see you staring off at the smoke. It's clear that you want to go and help. If we all must go, I'm sure we can handle it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as soon as we tend to Monty, it's.
It looks like Gordon is about done.
Yeah. All right. I suppose if Monty, unless you think we need to go back to town, what do you think? Well, we came here to do a job. We did our job, and it looks like someone might need our help again. So that's where we go. That's what we do.
That's what I like about you, Monty. Strong stance.
Yeah, that's it's a job. That's what we're here for. So yeah.
Well, it's decided then.
Yeah, Gordon, you're able to patch up his arm pretty good, restore some HP. Yeah, so you head toward the
smoke. No idea what this could be.
Doesn't seem ominous at all.
So as you approach the smoke, it's quite a ways out of town. You approach the smoke, and before you get to the source of it, you can see stretch out before you. There's quite a bit of farmland. Marcus, this feels very familiar, very comforting to you. This is something that you grew up with, an area like this. So you can see farmland that stretches out. And as you get closer, you can see that in the center of the farmland, there is what appears to be a large structure on fire. And Monty looks at you, like looks at you all, and kind of holds up a hand. I don't know what to expect here, but be on alert. Could be raiders come to burn down a house like this or something. Take something, but y'all should be on alert.
Well, maybe you and Saffron take Overwatch, and Gordon and I will head in and see if we can't see what caused the fire, or if anyone's around.
Y'all just keep your eyes open, watching out. You never know what's going on out here.
Give a whistle if you see anything.
We'll be fine. We'll go around back. We'll go around back. Y'all can take the front. Okay, so as you start to go your separate ways, of course, Monty and Saffron going around to the back area of the house. You can see that the house used to be this beautiful, old-fashioned, almost like a ranch house that's very looked like it could have been very beautiful at one time, although now it is set ablaze. As you approach the house closer, you can see the dead bodies of raiders, of regular folk that looks, you can see flowers that were arranged beautifully all around the front of the house that is now set ablaze. And you can see a chair that's just outside of the house, a ways away, with someone who looks to be on fire, or was on fire at one time, completely charred up and laying prone on the ground, and their bodies still smoldering. But their other bodies look like they had been, some of the other bodies had been shot. Some of them looked, some of the raiders looked a little bit singed, like they had been inside the fire when it first started, and tried to make it out, but were still almost burnt and suffocated alive.
Does this look fairly recent?
Yes. Yes, the fire on the house is still blazing. You don't see anybody alive.
Do we hear anyone's voices or anything? Or just the fire?
Yeah, it's just the fire. Looking around, you can see the body. There are even the bodies of two twin, younger looking girls. And an older woman and an older gentleman and a middle-aged woman, all out here, along with several raiders.
What the hell happened here, Gordon? Look up.
This looks personal. I've never seen anything this bad in my life.
You think anyone could still be alive in the building?
We can certainly give it a shot. So the entire building is engulfed at this point, right?
Yes, the whole house.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing that's left, that's untouched, there's a barn. There is like a ranch stable type structure that's not ablaze, and there is, of course, the chair that's sitting outside.
I've always been suspicious of chairs.
It's not a mimic, I swear.
Okay.
Not in this game, anyway.
How far away is the chair from where we are?
I'd say the chair's from where you are. I don't know, how close do you want to be? The chair from the house, I would say, is probably about 15, 20 feet.
And in the barn?
The barn is maybe 50 yards away, 30 yards away.
Since it looks like we can't get into the house because it's completely engulfed, I'm gonna go take a closer look at this body over here. Marcus will head to check the body that was next to the chair, the one that was...
You can, as you're looking at the bodies and whatnot, you can see both Gordon and Marcus. You can see that Saffron and Monty have started to make their way around and up to the front of the house.
Can we still see them?
Monty and Saffron, yes, they're coming more towards you now.
Like
they've circled around.
If they're too far away to really have any kind of words exchange, I'm gonna pull my revolver out and wave it at them. Signal the raiders that there were raiders here, or at least they're dead raiders. Assuming we have some type of hand signal for that. I don't know, whatever that would be.
Sugar is calling for a TPK right now.
Son of a bitch.
Whatever, Sugar, yours is coming up next week. Your backstory's coming up next week.
TPK. Kind of asshole. What kind of asshole roots for that?
So yeah, you raise up your gun. Gordon, what are you doing?
I'm gonna start looking towards that the barn that you said. Does it look like it's locked or like?
No, and in fact, it's the barn door itself is kind of open. It's slightly ajar.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's split the party because that never goes wrong.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. No, I'll stick with you, but I'll look that direction since it seems to be the only thing that isn't on fire at the moment.
Okay, so Gordon is kind of being a lookout. Marcus, you said you were kind of checking the bodies.
Yeah. Just checking the bodies in general. I mean, they all have bullet wounds. Just some of them have bullet wounds.
No, and you will notice that the raiders themselves, although some of them have cuts and scrapes and bruises, the raiders are the only ones that look to have any kind of burn, char to them, like they were inside the house when it was aflame. The family, or what you can, the ones that do not look like raiders, that are not dressed in raider gear, they look like they're the ones that had the bullet holes. They're the only ones, and they do not have any signs of burn or soot or char or anything to them. Like they were probably shot outside the house.
It looks like the raiders killed these people, and then somebody got the raiders, but I don't know how or who.
Any signs of anyone coming in or out
of the house? No. And Saffron and Monty are starting to make their way, approach the two of you. And Gordon and Marcus, you can see the person that is right in front of the chair, that's prone and burned very badly, starts to gasp. And
oh shit!
Gordon, this one's still alive.
I will run up and I will use my stim pack and first aid.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Yep. This is gonna happen. Okay. You're gonna use your stim pack on them. Okay. Perfect. So that's
are they dressed as a raider?
They're burnt to a crisp.
We don't know. Okay. Cool.
From what you can tell, because their body is very badly burned. It doesn't appear that they had any kind of shirt on them, but if they did, they might have, but it might have burned off. But you don't see any remnants of a shirt. You don't see any remnants of shoes. In fact, you do see there are still little bits of the fabric from their pants that are stuck to their legs. And there's no hair. Of course, the hair was all burnt off.
Do we smell any like accelerants or anything?
How about you do? Oh, this is before you were you. So I can't give you any kind of advantage with this.
Or it was me.
Maybe survival endurance check.
Sure. That is okay. I mean, it's passable. Oh, a 2 and a 10. The 10 fails, but the 2 is a critical success. So 2 successes.
2 successes?
Yeah.
So you, looking around, so you see this man gasping, and as you get down, you can see, as you get down closer to him, you have this sense, this smell, this faint smell of tequila.
Sure.
Or some kind of alcohol. But yeah, so
like
it definitely
more
smells like some kind of drinking alcohol.
More than I would have smelled if he was just drinking, right? Like it's.
Yes, it's heavy smell of alcohol.
Did I get a whiff of that at all on the other bodies, or any of the other bodies, or just this one?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, if you went to the other bodies, you would not smell that. Although on one of the portly gentlemen who has bullet holes riddled with him, he would have been holding, or you would find a broken glass next to him that also smells of tequila, and you would find a bottle, an empty bottle of tequila on one of the just one of the benches outside the house. So.
Gordon, you smell that? This guy is covered in tequila.
Curious. Should I stop trying to revive him?
No, I mean, we don't know what happened. I think it's, maybe you can give us some answers.
There wasn't anybody else out back. What do y'all have up here?
Looks like a dead family and some dead raiders, and then this poor son of a bitch. We don't know what happened to him, but he's still alive. We haven't had a chance to guard yet.
You see Saffron, she looks around when you say that. She sees the dead bodies, And she, almost in a panic, not a panic, but in a sense of urgency, you see her, she starts checking the bodies of the raiders first.
None of them were alive, Saffron. You don't have to worry about them.
Oh, yeah, right. I was just trying to make sure that, none of them were armed. We're going to wake up and try to shoot at us or anything. Yeah, of course. This one, you said one of them's alive?
We don't know who he is or was, but Gordon's tending to him now.
Gordon, has he said anything?
Nothing of value yet, just a gasp.
And he's just he's especially after you administered the stem pack, you can see he kind of goes out of consciousness again, but because he was trying to lift up, you gave him the stem pack, and then he kind of fell back down, and now his breathing is getting a little bit more rhythmic, but he is clearly passed out. Well, by the looks of him, you can't tell whether he was with the family or the raiders.
No, but it seems to me that from the smell, someone drenched him in alcohol.
Sounds like a raider thing to do, that something raider would do. Sure.
It does, but I mean, I think it's kind of hard to see exactly what happened here. The family was shot, and the raiders were burnt.
And you see, she kind of starts looking around at the bodies, and she's kind of like at the bodies of the family. She starts to count. She's kind of like counting. We didn't see any other bodies around back. Have y'all seen any other bodies? Have y'all looked around?
No, we were about to go check on the barn when we heard this poor soul gasp out. If you want to watch over him, we'll go check the barn, see if there's anyone else about.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we'll Monty, will you help me, darling, with this poor soul? Maybe we can get him back to town or something and get him patched up, healed up, and try to find out what happened here. Right. Yeah, we'll do that. Y'all go. We'll tend to him. We'll go check around.
Marcus is it's so good.
Trust them in your care.
Yeah. Why would I not?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much. I don't think Taryn was here for you giving Charlie a stim back. I love it.
One point, just so it was clear, I did not give him the stim back.
Yes,
Gordon
you be sure to tell Taryn that. Gordon did it.
Just
we will blame Yoni.
Yoni is the one who set that in motion.
Yep.
That's fine. It was brilliant. It was brilliant because it's what you would do.
Why would he not give him the stim back?
Somebody named. It was the only alive person we found.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Worst case, they can give us answers.
Well, if you run into any trouble, give us a shout. But we'll catch up with you after we check the bar and make sure there's no one else around.
Yeah, of course, no problem. Yeah, we'll probably try to drag him back we'll probably carry him back to town, but we're fine. There's got to be some wheelbarrow around here, something. Haul him back in.
It's a farm. I'm sure there's one about.
So they start to tend to the roasty toasty princess of Charlie's corpse, and the two. So Gordon and Marcus, you both of you are going to go investigate the barn first.
I'm not going alone.
I'm going with him. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
rifle drawn. I am not. Yeah.
You're ready. Okay.
But my Winona is also out.
Okay. All right. So you head towards the barn. The house is starting to slowly fall in on itself from the flames, eating away at the lumber and the timber of the house, the crackling of the fire, and the smell of smoke is heavy in the air. As you go over to the barn is just far enough away that you don't think that it will leap over. There's not a fire department because it's the wasteland. So you start to make your way over to the barn that's a safe enough a distance away. And as you go into, you're going to go into the barn, or you're going to go around the barn first? What was your plan?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Let's go in first.
Let's go in first. Yeah. All right, I'm with it. Let's do it. I'll motion for you to take aim, and I'll kick the doors in or pull the doors out, whichever direction they're most likely to go.
Okay. So who's going in first? Are you going in side by side?
I'll open the doors so Gordon
It's
can
slightly ajar.
have his rifle out, and then we'll enter at the same time. One looking left, one looking right.
Okay. Perfect.
So
okay.
Caught unawares.
So the barn door is ajar, but you do.
And I check the ground for traps, like a landmine or something.
Okay. I will tell you there are no traps. That would be very dangerous on a farm, like just random.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a fire. People are burnt and shot. I don't know what they left behind.
And it wouldn't be the first time. Well, you haven't run into a landmine on a farm yet.
I haven't, but one of our party members did.
In a few years, you will have. Hannah's farm. Lots of.
Oh yeah, I guess I wouldn't be as suspicious yet. Maybe I'm not jaded.
No. Maybe this is what caused your suspicion.
Yeah. Losing a toe to a landmine. That's.
You go to open the barn, and it's very dusty and dark on the inside of it. There is light pouring in through a couple of the slats in between the posts of the barn, the wood of the barn, just shining into the darkness. And just upon initial look-see, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. There are several crates and stacks of feed and various seed and whatnot, and barrels and farm utensils. No animals in the barn or anything like that.
I guess we'll just take a quick look and then head back and catch up.
Look, the raiders that all like busted in here tried to steal anything, or nobody had been in here?
In the barn, not from what you can see. Nope.
I guess
Nothing looks out of place.
We'll do a circle on the inside of it to see if we see anything out of place or anything, and then.
Yeah, going around it, you see the fields. You can see that. There's still stuff in the fields. There are the plow, and there are still baskets out in the fields. Like people had been working, or planning on working right before all this happened. It just looks like everything stopped at one point. And then there is, of course, the farmhand house. That's another little shack that's out there if you'd like to go in there as well.
All right. I guess, yeah, we'll check that once we had our looky-loo at this location.
Okay. All right. So going through that, you see there are several bunks set up on the inside of this this shack. This looks like several people stayed in here. Some of them have bed sheets or some kind of fabric lifted up to make kind of a privacy divider. But there are several beds and several like sleeping bags and whatnot, cots, just all inside here, with just normal belongings that you would find, clothing, some old sets of clothing and stuff like that, some bottles of water, some dirty water, some rations, nothing out of the ordinary.
I'm not seeing anything.
Me either. No signs of anything from the fight. Just, it seems like they ambushed them pretty quickly, and they got ambushed themselves pretty quickly, as far as I can tell.
On one of the cots, you can see there is a Grognak comic book. Just a couple of stacks of comics, but that's basically it.
Marcus is no thief. He's not going to take that.
Yeah, nothing seems out of the ordinary. You do see an empty bottle of that tequila on one of the barrels, one of the crates rather. It's by one of the cots though. It's an empty bottle of that same tequila that you saw outside.
Marcus
it's the same label. It says Dos Jaimes on it.
Pick it up and look at it and show it to Gordon. You could drink this filth.
Me, very easily.
Really? Tequila?
You have to expand your horizons.
I think vodka is just stop there. Start and stop. But I've never been much of a drinker anyway, so.
Clean temple is the way to be.
Okay. Yeah, so making a quick look around, you don't see signs of anything that they took. If there was anything that they did take, it was probably in the house, or if they were trying to take something, it doesn't look like they were trying to take anything out here. So you can't really make heads or tails of what necessarily happened here. But you do see that coming out after you've checked both of these locations, coming out, you see that the body of the burnt man is gone, and it looks like Saffron and Monty have taken him towards, started heading off towards town to get him medical attention.
And the house is still ablaze, or is it starting to die down?
It's slowly starting to burn out. It's still, it's a big pile of lumber at this point that's burning. There's the fireplace that's still standing, that's made of brick, but everything else is basically anything that's wood.
Is it down enough for us to take a closer look at it, or is it still kind of?
Oh, it's still it would still definitely be on fire.
All right. Yeah. Well, unless you can think of anything, Gordon, I don't know what else we can do here.
I guess see if we can figure out, take an inventory of how many bodies we find, who we think the family members are, and maybe somebody in town knows more about them.
It seems reasonable. So we'll get a head count on the family, and then do a quick 360 around the house just to make sure we didn't miss anything, and then head to town to try to catch up.
Right. Yeah, so you do a quick search, you make sure that you take an inventory of all the bodies that you find, and you don't really find anything else of value really out here in the house, especially because it's still on fire, but you're not really seeing anything much with the house because it's still on fire. But heading back to town, you get closer to town, or you almost catch up with Saffron and Monty because they were going quite slow, carrying, or rather dragging or pulling somebody to town. But you get closer to this settlement, and there's quite a few people in the settlement. It's a small settlement, but for the size, there are a number of people out there. And they have there's somebody out in the street helping Saffron and Monty take care of this burnt person, and as you're coming into town, and everybody's kind of like looking and trying to figure out what's going on, a couple of people are standing holding each other, looking off in the distance, seeing the column of smoke that's quite a bit of ways away at this point.
So we're arriving at the same time as Monty and
they got there a little bit ahead of you. Just a little bit.
We'll try to find them and catch up to them and see what the word is.
Okay. You can see that they are like I said, out in the middle of the street. There is what appears to be some kind of a doctor or physician or healing person that's has authority with the town, that's trying to help and get the body into this building, this little shack of a building. And another person comes over. She's got sandy blonde hair. She's probably in her mid 40s, really slight of frame. She comes over to you. Excuse me. Hi. Oh my, what happened with this guy? That didn't have anything to do with my looks, did it?
No, there was a fire at the farm just outside town.
Oh.
Looked like a raider attack.
James Ranch.
The who? The James?
The James. Yeah, there's a family. They keep to themselves mostly, but they make mighty fine tequila.
I'll have to take your word for that. But how many members of their family lived out there?
Oh, well, they got the girls and the 3 girls, and the uncle. He's a drunkard. He sometimes comes in here, hits on me. It's ridiculous. And are they all right?
I'm sorry to say that.
Not tired. Did they not come back with you?
everyone there was dead except for we found one survivor. But there were raiders that were there as well that were dead. Have you guys been having issues with any local raiders?
I mean, they come, and we try not to make any trouble with them if they come here, but I mean, we can't really defend ourselves. That's why we called y'all about the Mirelurks and all and whatnot. But they usually stay away from us because we don't really have much way of anything here that they would want. So they tend to leave us alone. But
do they have any reason to have a issue with the Jameses?
No, I mean, they, like I said, they make really fine tequila, and they got a good business and several generations of that. But
well, do you guys have a? Oh, go ahead.
Are you all with y'all with the Desert Rangers, right? I'm looking. I got a telegraph. I got a telegram. Somebody. We got a telegram for one of y'all. Something they need help up north or something. They were trying to get a hold of the leader of the Desert Rangers.
He's just inside with the doctor.
Oh, would you mind? Would you mind giving this to him then?
Sure, I'll take that for you.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, she'll hand it to Gordon. Yeah, something about trouble up north, and I don't really know, but poor family. They said there was nobody else alive.
Well, from the size of the family, I mean, would she tell us match up with how many people we saw, or?
She kind of got distracted when you were asking.
Gotcha. Well, we don't know how many people lived out there, but we saw. What did we see? Old lady and two little girls.
There would be the dad, the uncle, the grandmother, the mom, and the twins. So six. And Peggy would have made 7. Plus, I mean, ranch, like people that worked for them.
But we saw 6 plus the ranch hands. So what? How many?
You saw six bodies that did not look like raiders.
All right, we'll relay that to her. So we didn't see. I don't know if that was the family or not, but that's what we saw. Don't know about the rest of the ranch hands or
anyone that might have been inside the burning building.
True, we couldn't get a good look at the building.
Yeah, Gordon, are you going to take a glance at the telegraph?
So I was going to ask, is it in an envelope or is it just like on a postcard?
Oh, no, it's just like a piece of paper that you can see the Morse code on it, and then it's translated out.
Okay. Yeah, if like I don't have to open it I will read it, absolutely.
You would look at it while they're conversing.
Absolutely.
So while they are conversing, hold on, I am going to type in here what you make sure I'm only typing it to you.
Oh, look.
It's like when Matt Mercer goes to whisper in people's ear. That's what I'm doing to you right now. I can't hear you. The whisper. So yeah, that's what it says. And you would know it is a whisper. I would whisper it out loud to him right now. No, I'm gonna whisper it to him on the chat. And you would know where, I mean, you and Marcus have been together for quite a while, like a part of the Desert Rangers, and y'all shared each other's histories and backstories and whatnot, and lives. So you know where Marcus is from. Yeah, I mean, so well, maybe some of the family got burnt up, but yeah, no, they had, there was, with the farm hands, I don't know how many farm hands they had, and they had, the girls and one of the older daughters, but, oh, well, that's such a shame. You
There
saw.
might be some survivors that we didn't get a look at the house, and we didn't see anybody out and about.
I didn't, nobody's come into town, so none of them fled here. We didn't even know anything had happened until we saw the smoke.
Do you have a town leader or someone, or has Monty already spoken to him?
Yeah, no, the doctor, basically, we looked to him for all the...
I apologize, but I'm going to have you actually deliver this. It's very important that it gets to them. Marcus, I'm going to have to tell you something, buddy. This telegram, it says that some raiders have overrun a farm up in Goodnight, Texas.
There's not many farms out there. It's just...
Yeah.
Are you trying to... Is it my family's farm?
I don't know. It just said send help immediately.
Well, we got to go.
I agree.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was for you. I thought it was for...
That's okay. Let's go get with Monty and see if we can...
Yeah.
Head out, maybe get some extra help.
Yeah. Let's take care of that now.
So you go in and you can see the doctor is starting, you can see that the man, he is coming in and out of consciousness, but he's very charred, very burned. And you see every time the doctor tries to start cleaning on the wounds, although the stim pack that you gave him, Gordon, it did help start to accelerate the healing. He's still very badly burned and charred and scarred. And the doctor's trying to clean the wounds on the burn victim as you come in. And Saffron is just kind of like just watching him really close. And Monty's just kind of stepped back as you come into the... Oh, Elio made it back all right.
Yeah, we...
Find any other bodies or any other people alive?
No, but we got a telegram. There was another attack by raiders up north in Goodnight.
And Saffron, she stops, she kind of like glances over at you. Oh, isn't that where you're from?
It is. They said they need help immediately. I think we should go.
It's a long ways. How many days? How many days would that take you?
Oh,
4 days to get all the way up there.
Doesn't matter. They've asked for help.
I'll hand the telegram over to Saffron. Say it's our job.
She kind of unrolls it a little bit. She just barely glances at it. Monty, I guess it's from one of our stations up there. They must have messaged this over to us, over to the headquarters, and they probably messaged it here since they knew we were going to be over here. But well,
I don't know why they would attack. I mean, they've been out and about in Goodnight for, well, since forever, but they've never attacked. They've always been able to have a semi-peace with them.
Well, I mean, you see what they did here to this farm.
Well, we see it, but we don't know.
That's yours, do you?
I don't know why they would. We don't know what happened here.
It's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions.
Well,
Yeah,
Lawrence, I think we can let them go tend to his family. I mean, if it is his family, don't you? I think he'll be fine. You'll be fine to leave us here with this one. We'll clean up the mess here if y'all want to head on down, or up rather.
I don't know. I definitely do want to head out, but you think we couldn't get some reinforcements to head out that way? So I mean, there's not many farms out there, but the ones that are there are fairly large. And if there's a raider attack, it would take a good amount of raiders to launch something that big.
Well, I'm sure you can meet up with some of the guys that are already up there that sent this telegraph. So yeah, that should be plenty. I mean, especially if you're gonna I mean, 4 days travel, that's going to be quite a long ways. By the time you get there, I'm sure there's not really much you're going to be able to do. I mean, I really hope it's not your family, but I mean, you're a strong enough man. I'm sure whatever stock you come from, just fine. They'll be just fine.
I mean, I hope so. But I mean, thanks for letting us head out so quickly.
Of course.
Marcus never saw it.
All right. So, are y'all heading out right now?
Immediately.
I don't think Marcus would at that point care really what happened here, unfortunately.
Right. Exactly. That's why it completely slipped your mind that you knew anything about that farm. Yeah. Well, with everything to come. All right, cool. I think this is a good place that we are going to go ahead and take our mid-show break. So before we find out what's happened, well, we already kind of know, but you get to live through it. So this is going to be fun. So yeah, so we will see you all back here in about 5 to 10 minutes. So yeah, go grab a drink, grab a snack, grab a loved one. And yeah, we'll see you here in just a little bit. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking around with us. Like I said, before we are playing, this is Vault, a Fallout RPG set in the Texas Commonwealth in 2177. However, this one is an origin story of Marcus Cole that's set a few years before our current campaign takes place. This is a flashback origin story. Before the break, we saw Gordon and Marcus, Gordon being Marcus's mentor and the person that he looks up to, that kind of has been showing him the ropes of what it is to be a desert ranger. They were helping a settlement down south near Laredo with a Mirelurk problem. Then they came, after dealing with that, they saw a plume of smoke and came upon a house that was on fire and everyone around it dead, including some raiders that were also dead. These appeared to be burnt alive. One was still kind of alive, which they took them back to town to get them some medical treatment, and waiting for them there was a telegraph with a message saying that another farm had been hit up in Goodnight, Texas, where Marcus is from. It's about a 4-day travel. And Marcus and Gordon have been booking it, hardly stopping to sleep for 4 days as fast as they could to get there. As they get there, they check in, of course, with the local desert rangers. There's just a couple of them, three people that are stationed up there, up north on a regular basis. And they lead you out to the down the familiar road, Marcus, that you grew up walking. And as you get closer to the farm, you can see it looks different, even from a distance. The familiar skyline of your ranch, of your farm, it doesn't seem right. It seems more jagged, flat in places, and you start to pick up speed, almost running. And everyone's trying to keep up with you. And as you get closer and closer to it, you can see that it is no longer the familiar color and shape. And in fact, it looks like what the James farm would probably look like now. It is completely burnt to the ground. There's only bits of timber that are still standing, but completely charred and black and gray with ash. It still smolders just a little bit here and there in the Texas heat.
Do we see anything else beyond the destruction of the buildings? Or
it looks like a lot of the belongings that were on the inside are now on the outside that were not burnt, but stuff's just strewn about. You can see that the barns look like they have been completely ransacked. They have been like torn open. You can see stuff just like pouring out of it, like it has been completely, somebody came here and looted it and took everything and left it a mess and then burnt the house to the ground.
But there's no people?
Looking around, you don't see any people. You don't see, if you want to inspect the house, you certainly can. One of the rangers that reported it and sent the telegraph, hey, listen, I know that you're from here, right? This is Marcus, is this your family home? I'm so sorry.
Where is it? Where is everyone? There's my family, the workers. There were 30 people who lived out here.
We got here as soon as we could. We didn't even know that they were planning an attack. You know, usually.
Why didn't you know? That's your job. That's why you're out here, is to protect the town.
I mean.
And why'd they even attack? The Raiders haven't attacked in years.
And she looks to Gordon, of course, you've been with the with the Desert Rangers for quite a bit longer.
Knew it!
You've been with the Desert Rangers quite a bit longer. Gordon, you know how it is. We do what we can, but we just don't have the numbers. The Raiders are growing, and I'm really sorry, man. It just, and Saffron had said that they were needing more people down south, and the few people that we did and resources we had up here just were diverted. And I mean, maybe if we
why? What was going on? What was going on down south? Why would we?
I don't know. Some other gangs are gaining power or something. I don't know.
I still don't understand. Why would they attack? We've been living somewhat peacefully together. The smaller raiders stayed away because there was such a large farm, and everyone else, the larger, we just paid a tithe to, and they left us alone. Why would that change?
I don't have any words for you, Marcus. We searched even the towns, but we haven't been able to find any word about your family. We haven't been able to sift through the debris, try to find any bodies. But
how did that many people just disappear?
It's not looking good. But you can see now, and the ash, as you're getting closer and you're starting to ask all these questions, you do see bones, human remains, in the ash of the house on the premise. You can't tell, but it's very charred. You wouldn't be able to identify anybody in this, but there are several. It almost seems like a heaped up pile of bones.
You left them like this?
It was still burning. It wasn't safe for us to go in. The whole place was ablaze when we got here. We were hoping to come out here with you. We didn't know what we'd find. I'm so sorry.
And you didn't see anyone? No one made it out?
Like I said, nobody's heard from anybody in any of the local settlements. Nobody's said anything. I'm sorry.
I don't really need your sorries right now. I need you to walk away from me right now.
All right. We'll give you some time. And she's going to go with the other two. She'll kind of look up at Gordon for a moment, with a very sorrowful glance, knowing there's nothing they could do, and they will start to head back the way they came down the road. And Gordon, you and Marcus are left there on the farm.
Marcus will start to go through the main house, just see if he can figure out how many people could be accounted for within the bones.
As you start making your way, trying to sift over and go through the ash and the timber, the burnt timber, stuff starts to break and fall around you as you're trying to get in. And you can see where you can see on the foundation is very old, worn and cracked, with all of the debris on top of it. You can see the layout of what the house would have been. And Gordon, as you're watching Marcus go through this, you look down and you see something very familiar. It's a necklace, and on the necklace, it's adorned with rattlesnake tails as charms.
Okay. I recognize it as the rattlesnake raiders. Okay. I'll pick up the necklace and I'll say to Marcus, I found this among the remains and hand it to him.
Marcus will take it and look at it. They're one of the larger groups, but they've never attacked. My father always paid them a tithe. I don't understand why they would do this.
I've got a few questions. I'm wondering why Saffron sent a bunch of people down south too.
Oh, she's power hungry. I'm sure she just thought it would make a good name for herself.
Yeah. How about I help you clean up around here, gather the remains?
No, I need to do this myself.
Okay.
Why don't
I'll
maybe you can find out from the local station where the rattlesnakes, their nearest outpost is, where the nearest group is. I'm gonna start burying the remains.
All right, I'll leave you to it then. I'll come check up on you later.
And Gordon, as you start walking away and you start making your way down the road, Marcus, you get to the large, massive pile of bones and human remains, and on the skeletal hand of one of the human remains, you do see a familiar wedding band, that of your mother, in the pile.
Marcus will take it and hold it and just kind of sob quietly for a moment or two, and then he'll good.
No, you're good. You're good.
And then he'll look for any other adornments that he recognizes, anything else that he might be able to recognize as belonging to any of the individuals that he once knew who lived here.
Would you like to use a luck point to find any kind of family trinkets that you now carry, possibly, if you have a luck point?
Well, yeah, I do. Assuming, yeah, even if I still have a luck point. Yeah, I will do that.
So what kind of family trinket, do you think you would find that would have survived this horrible onslaught? Other than your mother's wedding ring.
Right. Well, I don't know what could be a family pendant or something on my mother's side, or maybe I don't know if it would survive fire, or maybe within the house itself. Maybe if it wasn't taken, maybe a belt or a holster, perhaps something like that I would still wear to the day. Other than that, I'd just be looking for anything, mainly looking for things that I could associate with the people to bury, to try to, because there'd be no way to differentiate between the bones.
Yeah, you would see, you could tell from some of them, just some of the ones that you're more familiar with, like you would see spurs on some very charred, burnt remnants of boots on one of the skeletal remains. On another one, you might, you would be able to find different little bits, not to be able to identify all of them, but definitely that of your mother and a few of the farm hands. You could also eventually, going into later in the night, Gordon, you've already made your way back, but working through the night, you'd be able to look through and find, looking at different skulls and stuff, probably even find the skull of your father. But as much as you look through, you can't really identify any remains of your brother.
I would spend the day, probably the next day, digging the graves at I'm assuming we'd have like a family plot or something on the land. Put grave markers out for the family, and then for any of the workers that I was able to identify, bury them as well. And then in any of the trinkets that I found that I could identify as belonging to any of those people, I would bury with the bodies.
Gordon, back at the station, the rangers there, I mean, they tell you the same thing. Yeah, it was weird. Just, there's usually at least, about 7 of us up here, but we got a telegram from, well, we thought it was from Monty, but it sounded more something like Saffron would say, she can be, but persuasive, but saying something about there's raiders and whatnot planning on attacks and cooking up all kinds of chems or something about fighting rings. She needed more people down south, and Monty had approved it, so there wasn't really anything we could do. I'm sorry about your friend.
Sorry too. Did anything recent happen at the farm? It seems odd that all of a sudden they would attack.
Yeah, we were aware. I mean, we can't be everywhere. We can't be everywhere all the time, but we were aware that they had some kind of a deal going with the Raiders. I didn't necessarily approve of it, but I mean, I don't know why they would have turned on them all of a sudden. It just didn't make any sense to me. I thought everything was fine. They left them alone, and we left them alone. Just, I don't know. It's very weird that it happened when our numbers were thinned,
When the order come to for the people to come down south?
About last week, or maybe a little while before that, maybe even a couple weeks ago, not too long ago. Yeah. Shame what happened to his family. Honest, we would have, if we could have been there any sooner, we would have tried. There was nothing left when we got there. It was all set ablaze.
The Rattlesnake Raiders, have they been more active than usual in the area?
Oh, well, they're recruiting. A lot of people are really desperate. And a lot of people don't have money or caps to trade or things to trade and barter with. And food supplies running short, and things are getting a little bit more dangerous as these creatures popping up everywhere and starting to breed and take over. So they're hiring, I guess, if you could call it hiring. They're taking people into their ranks to gain in power. We were monitoring and watching the threat, but it didn't seem to be, they'd take off the occasional, caravan or whatnot, but take over, raid a settlement or two, but nothing like this. I ain't never seen burn down a farm like this before. Usually they just come back for more, let the people keep running it, and they just take the shit and come back. Why they would take them out?
Seems especially cruel. Well, at least your message got to us. Hopefully that brings some solace to Marcus.
Do what we can to help him out, but
He's gonna need a lot of help.
Yeah, can't imagine. So you spend a day or two trying to investigate, go to a few of the different settlements that are in the area, trying to find out if any of the people that were from the farm survived, or or even any of his family members were out and had escaped and made it to one of the settlements, made it out safe. But you're able to really not find anything. There's no one that's heard about what's happened really in some of the settlements. Some of the settlements know about what happened and are now afraid and are starting to take precaution to get ready and are worried and asking for your help if they need to be prepared for more raider attacks like this. But yeah, you're not really finding any survivors in any of these towns. And Marcus, some of your family's reserve alcohol stores and whatnot, you would be able to find those in a hidden, and where your family would keep them hidden on the farm, that were not burnt up and not found by the raiders, but quite a few bottles of vodka, a couple of bottles of tequila, whiskey, some wine and some rum that were not found, but you are able to dig graves and put all the bones to rest. What would you be doing in between all that?
Once all the grave digging had been done, I'd probably spend the next night going through that vodka. For sure.
And probably so a couple days of grieving and being on a bender and grieving and getting passed out drunk, and almost you're getting very low in your supply, and your family supply that was quite substantial, as Gordon has made their way back. And
I'd also, I mean, between the drinking, I would clean as best I could the debris of the house, or what's left of it, just throwing it off. Yeah.
Searching through it. But yeah, Gordon coming back, walking back down that road, you see Marcus stumbling through the debris of the house with a broom, and you can see several empty bottles of alcohol laid out everywhere. As Marcus is stumbling through and looking like he's cleaning and digging through stuff, but can't really be sure, but he definitely seems off.
I'll approach and say, son, is there anything I can help you with?
I just want to make sure it was, Mama didn't keep a dirty house. I wanted to make sure got it cleaned up so that she wouldn't like this. It needs to be neat.
I'll roll up my sleeves and start trying to help him clean up.
Would you let Gordon do this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
More hands make light work.
All right. So you both start continue cleaning the house, and you notice your bottle is empty, and it's what is this? I didn't write that. It's basically, it was your last bottle of vodka as you're cleaning up, and you're rehydrating or dehydrating, as it were. Both of you are making work of putting things aside, going through things, trying to salvage anything that's left salvageable, which there's not much. But you notice that you're running empty.
Once I see that bottle is empty, and I go to probably take another drink, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna stare at it for a good minute, and then just toss it, not in the house, but towards the ground outside.
With the pile of bottles.
Yeah, and what did you find out, Gordon?
Tell him straight up that couldn't find out too much information, just that Rattlesnakes have been recruiting heavily, that there didn't seem to be any changes, and I checked all the nearby settlements and I couldn't find any sign of any survivors from the attack.
If they're recruiting heavily, then why would we move people out of this area?
I don't know.
Well, what's the point of having a station here if the raiders are increasing their movements and then we send people away?
I don't make the decisions around here.
I know. I don't understand. Where do we know where any of them are? Maybe if we can get one, we can get them talking. I want to know every last person that was involved.
As far as what they told you, Gordon, that the some of the known camps, and just from the recruitment and stuff, that it's basically suicide trying to go up to one of those camps right now with just the numbers that they have, which there's only 3 at their station right now. It's heavily outnumbered in any of the local, any of the raider camps that they have in the area right now. That's what they would have told you.
How, so there's 3 here now. How many were there here beforehand?
They usually have about 7 at least up in this area.
Gotcha.
Which is, I mean, for the dwindling numbers in the wasteland, especially the Texas Panhandle, that's an impressive number of law enforcement.
Gotcha. Yeah, everything I know I'll relay to Marcus.
Oh, all right, that's good. We'll go to the nearest camp. We'll get the other rangers to come with us. And if we can't launch a frontal attack on them, if it's too large of a camp, we'll wait for them to leave. We'll wait for some of them to leave in a smaller party. We'll attack those people. And we'll capture them. We'll capture them, and we'll get them to talk and to tell us what happened.
Marcus, son, I'm with you on definitely bringing them to justice, but I don't know if that's the right play.
Well, what would be the right play then? We know where some of these camps are. If there's too many people there in camps, well, they go out in that raid, don't they? We'll wait till they leave, and we'll capture a few of them.
Maybe, let's take a moment, let's take a breather, see if we can get us some reinforcements, because the last thing we need is to set out a war here.
Well, that's fair enough. Why don't you go send word that we need more people. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna set up watch. I'm gonna watch one of the camps just to see if I can get the movements down.
And you can see just off in the distance, there appears to be a dust trail getting closer and closer, picking up, getting larger, coming closer to where you all are coming down the road.
Would we recognize this cloud as like a large number of people heading in a certain direction, or?
No, it appears like maybe, no, it's not a very large number of people, but you can see it, and it appears to be, I mean, as they get closer, it looks to be about 5 people. You can't tell who, but from a distance, it's about 5 people.
Marcus will grab his gun belt, his duster, and his hat, put them on. He didn't have them on when he was cleaning the house. And then he'll start.
Grab Lucille. Is there a good vantage point we could take?
Marcus is going to walk right out towards him.
Okay, I guess I'm supporting Marcus then.
He puts on the gun belt, he puts on the hat and the duster, and he starts walking.
Marcus has plot armor.
That's right, Marcus. He does. I feel invincible.
As you get closer and they get closer to you, at the front, you see the familiar strawberry blonde, black clad figure of Saffron. Monty's nowhere near, but she's with 4 other desert rangers, not the 3 from the that led you out here, but some other ones from down south. Oh my. Saffron.
Well, we were about to send word to you. I'm glad you came.
Well, after hearing what might have happened to your father, is this your family?
It was, but I don't know why or how, but the raiders came and they sacked it, and I don't understand why, because we lived in semi-peace with the larger group for years. So I don't understand why they would attack it all of a sudden, but now that you're here, there's a camp nearby. We can go scout it out, wait for them to leave, and we'll grab a small number and we'll find out why this happened.
Marcus, we don't work on vendettas. We're the Desert Rangers. We uphold the peace and the law. We don't go out looking for trouble like that.
Well, we didn't have, the trouble found us. This isn't just a vendetta for me. This is justice.
What proof do you
need to know
have
what
that it was even them? You can't just go looking for a fight. That's not what we do.
Gordon found, I don't know if I have it, but
I gave it to you.
he found this, and I'll hold out the rattlesnake necklace. And the rangers here said that their rattlesnakes have been increasing their numbers in this area.
How do you know that your family? You had a brother, right? How do you know that he didn't get in on didn't become one of them?
He would never have done that. My family didn't much care for the raiders. They just kept them at bay by tithing to them, so they left us alone. But he never would have joined.
Well, he'd been gone for quite a few years, With us, I mean, you never know. Boys grow up and they do things and become things. And
who else could have done this?
well, we weren't here to know that. But
No, we weren't. Why weren't we here, Saffron? They said that you sent word for some of the people to be moved out while they're increasing their numbers. That doesn't make any sense to me.
That's my business.
Your business? What does that mean?
It means if you needed to know, I would tell you. But
well, I dare say I need to know.
Gordon, talk some sense into your protege. You know that we don't go after people just because we think that they might have done something. We weren't here to see what happened. We don't know the truth. We're not going to go out on some vendetta, blind, go blasting and starting a war with some...
Well, what would you say then? What are we going to do about this?
We're going to go back. We're going to go back to business as usual and protecting the people of the Texas Commonwealth.
We're not protecting them. Look what happened here. Look what happened to Laredo. How is that giving anyone confidence that we're going to be protecting them? Especially if we don't even seek justice for those that they slayed.
Well, we can't be everywhere all the time.
But we were here.
Maybe you should have been here with your family.
I was with you and the rest of the Rangers.
Well, your mistake, not ours.
You're blaming me?
Well, if you were here, maybe you could have done something about it, but you weren't.
There were Rangers that were here. Why would I have had to worry about this?
Well, I guess that's just something that you're going to have to live with. I don't have an answer for you.
Well, why in the world did you come all the way down here just to shit on me? I don't understand. If you didn't come to help, what did you come down here for?
To come back to work, of course, and check in on our business up here.
Well, business is not good. And I am working. I'm going to find out what happened here, so it doesn't happen again.
Good luck with that. But you won't be doing it wearing that badge. Said we don't hold grudges and go off on our own, and I'm the leader here. Well, Monty, but I guess since he's not here, I'm the leader in this group right now, right, boys?
And your leadership is to do nothing.
Not nothing, but certainly not go off on a whim and attack people that we don't even know that they had anything to do with this.
Well, that's what I want to do. I want to find out.
Well, you're free to do that on your own time, but...
Well, walk me through what your plan is to find out who did this.
Well, we weren't here when it happened. There's not anything that we can do about it. There's not anybody that was witness to it, so take our losses. It's not like they were doing any kind of trade with us, your family. Kind of sticking to themselves and trading with the locals. So it's not like they were supplying anything for us. There's no profit for us. So
what does that have to do with anything?
Everything.
It's
Well,
mighty transactional.
it's the wasteland. It's how it is. Well, I expect to see you after you help your friend here clean up all this mess. I expect to see you back at headquarters, Gordon.
You can keep expecting.
Yeah, well, good luck with your family issues, Marcus. I'm sure we'll see each other again sometime. My condolences, by the way. She will turn on her heel and start to walk off.
Marcus is going to be caressing his gun.
You've been wanting to kill. She finally does die. Thank goodness. She finally does die. But yeah, she leaves. She leaves the two of you there. Yeah.
Gordon, does any of this make any sense to you?
It doesn't make a lick of sense to me. I do not like that woman.
I just thought she always was power hungry, but she's a bitch. Well, I mean, I think we can still go to the Rangers that are here. They know the people here. I'm sure they'd want to seek justice. We can still go with the plan. We don't have to attack them. We could wait for a few of them to leave, grab them, and find out what happened.
But yeah, you can see the trail slowly starting to get away from you, from where they're heading back from where they came as you're discussing these ideas.
I think we can definitely ask some of the other Rangers, but I worry that too many of them might be under her thumb, that you're probably not going to get too much benefit out of them. But
well, if they won't help, you and me, we can go out there, wait for them to be at a low number, grab them, and find out what happened.
I don't know what two of us are going to be able to do against a whole bunch of raiders. You've seen what they've done here.
It won't be a whole bunch. They go out in raiding parties and supply runs. We wait till there's just a few of them walking about, and we do what they do to so many others. We ambush them.
We need to be sure about what we're doing before we start ambushing people, son.
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure isn't sure.
You were the one who found the necklace. I don't believe that bullshit that Saffron was peddling. That's not my brother's.
I don't think your cannon's involved with the raiders.
I mean, it seems clear to me that they were involved. I just want to find out the why. And the who. The who, which ones of them were involved.
I think that's fair, but I don't know. I don't know if I can join you on this crusade.
I mean, I might need the help. We got, you know a lot of the areas that we might be going to better than I.
Fair, but yeah, it's I don't. You might get lucky. You might get one or two of them, but the rest of them are going to come after you, man. It's if you're on your own, if you don't have the Rangers backing you, I don't know if you're going to live to see too many more days.
Care about if they were involved. I don't care how many they send. I'll drop each and every one of them.
That's suicide.
Maybe. But someone has to do something. Look what happened here. Look what happened in Laredo. And what are we doing about it? We're not doing anything. She's talking about transactions, trading. What does that have to do with anything?
I agree with you there. There's definitely changes that need to be made, but we can make those changes. But going out on a suicide mission, that's not going to fix anything. That's not going to bring your family back. That's just going to end up with one more dead body.
No, it's going to end up with a bunch more than that.
And the cycle continues. This is a bad idea.
Well, I mean, I know each other for a long time. I know where you're coming from, but I can't walk that path.
I'm not saying you got to stick with the Rangers. I understand your deal there, but yeah, I can't join you on this mission, man. But I'll give you support where I can. I have friends. I know people that can maybe help you, give you steady work if that's what you need. But
right now, I need is near one of those raiding camps. Marcus will take his badge and flip it to Gordon. I don't think I'll be needing that anymore.
I'll hold on to it for you.
You'll be holding it for a while. Well, I mean, I hate to leave it like this, but I can't wait. I've got to go.
Stay safe, man.
Well, may we meet again.
Absolutely.
Marcus will turn and head off to, I'm assuming he knows the direction. head that direction.
All right. Yeah, as you two part ways, Gordon possibly, not for sure yet, staying with the Desert Rangers, and Marcus looking to find a way to survive and possibly find more information about what happened to his family. Eventually, Marcus, your anger and vengeance and now drinking habits have caused you to need to look for some way to be able to sustain it. You need work. You can't just trade and keep going the way you have. And months go by. You go from settlement to settlement. Occasionally, you find yourself meandering towards the known locations of some of the raider camps, but then getting the better of your thoughts. Sometimes you'll back out of it, knowing that you're just one person alone here in the wasteland. And one of these benders, several months, you find yourself in one of the settlements, and you're deep in a cup when a familiar face sits down next to you in the bar stool, and it's Gordon. Several months has passed, and your hair's a little bit longer, his hair's a little bit longer, and you smell like alcohol. You've had quite a bit to drink, but Gordon sits up next to you.
Gordon, it's been a while, my friend.
It has been. I see you're still alive, at least.
Yes, had some success. I found a few of the people that were involved in the raid. It was the rattlesnakes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A few more. I think I'll have them all. But to be honest, I mean, I feel like I'm getting a little further and further away from what my family would have wanted.
You look like shit, and I would agree with you.
Wow, Thank you, my friend. It's always nice to know how you feel.
Oh, nothing if not honest.
That's
But
true.
I gotta say, I'm happy to see you're still alive in whatever condition that is. But my friend, how have you been living? How are you making do?
Well, it's been tight at times, but the few raiders I've managed to find that were involved, they had a few caps on them. I was basically living off of that. But to be honest, I think I need a change.
Well, if you're looking for work,
I'm not going back with the Rangers. I can't.
I've got your star for when you want it, but I don't think that life's for you anymore. Understandably so. They've changed. I still think there's good that could be done in the world, but yeah.
Maybe
That's
not with the people that are there now. Not all of them, but there's just too much corruption, I think.
No, a different breed of work. Definitely more lonesome, which I think might be more your speed. I've got a buddy at the Lone Star parcel. They need a hand. I could put in a good word for you.
Be a courier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I mean, I do need something. Maybe that'll be enough.
The pay's decent, and you'll get the lay of the land. Maybe you'll find out more info.
I think I might want to stay away from that for a little while. It's a darker path than I think I wanted to go on, but maybe this will help. So yeah, I'll look into that. Where do I need to go?
Give them the name of the place.
Yeah. You. Is there anything that y'all would want to discuss after that? Any catching up? Anything else reminiscing, or anything in particular y'all wanted to discuss?
I would probably ask just in general, like what. Not don't want to get too much detail on it, but like the general going ons with the Rangers. Like how's Monty doing, and how's some of the others going?
So around the time, because Gordon, you stayed as, you're kind of a lone ranger. You're a desert ranger, but you're a lone ranger at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So Gordon is basically a lone ranger with the desert rangers, but a lone ranger at this point. So you would have some information. You would know that Monty hasn't been doing too well lately. Around the time that Marcus is joining up with the Lone Star parcel, Monty hasn't been doing too well. People have noticed that he's been quite sickly, just falling ill, very random all of a sudden, and he seems to be getting progressively worse. Nobody thinks he's going to make it through the winter. But that's the information that you would have, Gordon, if you wanted to relay that to Marcus. Yeah. But yeah.
That's a shame. He's always seemed larger than life. Who's going to take up his stead?
Oh, I think you know.
And this is what you want to keep working with?
I barely work with them anymore. Kind of set my own hours, do my own thing, but I still think there's good to be done, especially now.
I hope you're right.
I hope so too.
I just don't think you are.
We've always been honest with each other.
Yes. Long hair suits you.
Thanks. Alcoholism suits you.
Well,
I'll go with.
Thank you. It's grown on me. I can see why people like it.
Oh my gosh. All right. So you both share a couple of drinks and eventually part ways once more. Marcus, you do eventually take up mantle with the Lone Star parcel that's able to sustain your vodka. And you are able to travel and ask questions here and there, get some information about what's going on, and see where even more so than when you were with the Raiders, see who's where and what's going on here and there. not really learning any particular information about your family. But one day you get a package that needs to be delivered to Hub City. As you enter into Hub City, which is formerly Lubbock, Texas, there's a festival going on. It's been 100 years since the Great War. The year is 2177. It is October 25th.
I hear a voice that tells me, don't bet on the super mutant. Bet on the robot.
Don't bet on the super mutant.
Bet on the robot.
There's a ring in the center of town, and yeah. And that is where we will end tonight's episode. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. I didn't cry as much as I had the past 2 weeks. Oh my God. But yeah, always bet on Ash. Always, unless it's against a Protectron. When she was like level 5.
Where's like Michael J. Fox to come and tell me this? Like...
Oh my gosh. All right. So thank you all for coming in. Thank you so much, everyone, for raiding, DM Screening, and Utami Cosplay for the raids, and everybody in chat. We all appreciate you guys coming and watching, and of course to the amazing players tonight, Yoni and Justin, my friends. My name is April Hill. You can find me at stiletto_assassin on Instagram and stiletto DM on Twitter, and of course here every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Playing Vault, playing in the Wasteland, using the 2D20 system by Modifius, where you can now get your own copy and play in the Wasteland with your friends, because it's fun. So let's, I guess, go around the room. Marcus Cole, give us
my name is Justin. I was glad to join everyone tonight. Looking forward to getting the group back together and seeing how they survived that massive explosion that sent Marcus back on this trip down memory lane. And thank you, Yoni, for joining us, man.
Thank you guys.
Glad to game with you.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I appreciate it. It's fun being able to play, and it was a great time. And thank you, April, for setting up a wonderful story. And I guess I've secretly revived a villain, so go me. Plot relevance.
Just to be clear, again, you did that.
Yes, Gordon did this on his own.
Because fast forward in a little bit of time, Marcus is going to get blamed for this, but just to be clear, everyone knows right now.
But Marcus went on a bender. Marcus went through tragedy like right after that happens and is like very fuzzy about the details. It's like, yeah, I recall that, but it's like
maybe Marcus's memory, he's the one who held that step back.
Yeah, all right, let's see. I was going to see who is playing right now. Who should we raid? I will let chat dictate who should we raid. Anyway, so yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you again to my friends for coming in and playing Durlat. Okay, we'll do that. Tune in next week where we will be going over the origin story of Sugar Cyrus, formerly known as, I guess you'll find out next week.
Can I request that he loses a foot or a toe or something?
I mean, or the love of his life, either way, it's fine. So thank you all for joining us tonight. We will see y'all next week in the Wasteland. Bye.